Whether it is the same or different, well, the NAF will give us more information on that. But on the Punch, that's what's there. Allegedly, bandits down NAF helicopter, killed 13 soldiers in ambush. Forex. CBN moves to stop Naira free fall. So what I was saying. This one here says Kebi Ogun. Customs seize petrol, foreign rice. Others. Another one says Army condemns misconduct. Soldiers, LATSMA officials clash. Those are some of the headlines you would see on the Punch newspaper. Let's now move quickly on to the Vanguard. And it's also written here, but interestingly, it says it's economic shutdown if petrol price rises again. Labour. And Delta, Ondo, Sokoto, 16 others to experience flooding in August. NEMA, here in Port Harcourt. Flash floods are... First of all, let's say this. First of all, flash floods aren't particular to Rivers, Port Harcourt. I mean, it happens in Lagos and even some other advanced parts of the world. But this is where I have issues, and it's because in other parts of the world, more advanced parts of the world where flash floods happen, they have done, a considerable amount of developmental plans that have been implemented. So I'm pretty sure they would have other alternatives. For us, even the basic developmental plans we have not put in place. The basic one. So for many people, the comfort is it happens in other parts of the world. These things are not new. That's what most politicians say the first time you ask them about flash floods. This is something that happens in other parts. So because it happens in other parts of the world, shouldn't we try to be the first to find a solution to this so it doesn't happen here? It was crazy in Port Harcourt yesterday. It was something else. The NTA road, it was something else. It was something else. We'll talk about that, but let's come back from this commercial first. Niger coup-pists to prosecute ousted president for high treason. I saw that and I was shocked yesterday. Another one, NAFDAC tasks players in pharma sector on quality. Right, that's the much. We'll be back.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.
on to some of your messages and calls. We're streaming live on Facebook, so don't forget, join the conversation. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH on Twitter, Nigeria Info PH, I beg your pardon, on X, Nigeria Info PH. And also do well to send in your WhatsApp messages, 0809 030 6416. So let's take a few minutes. 2-3 minutes and look at some messages first before we go on to the phone lines. Good morning. Blessed Famalu says the Joy Indigent protest over killing of IYC, protest over killing of a man shot by Nigerian police. The reason is that some of our Nigerian policemen are addicted to bad drugs, hard drugs, and the CP should do the needful. Arraign this policeman in question. I think the idea to honor 3 daughters of Rivers State by the State Assembly for their job well done at the workplace is a good move. Bakata from Ozwaha community. And this one says NLC and TUC should not take it lightly this time around with the federal government. If they want the masses to have their trust, to trust them, fuel, gas, electricity, food prices will go up this week. We never wake up and know any day to hear about good things. What is happening? Okere Henry from Oyigbo, you sent that one in. This person says River State government should immediately take positions on the issue of waste dump along Airport Road. Every time I see that, I also think to myself, do we understand that that leads to the airport? Is that place an official dump site? And if it is, who planned it? It's a question that anybody would ask, because that leads to the airport, which means anybody who drops from wherever in the world at the airport and is coming into Rivers State and taking that route, they see that. I don't know how the planning works, so what the idea is. I think some people in certain ministries should be swift and should be hands-on with a lot of things. This one says, Andrew, the decision of the NLC to go on first strike if the petrol price increases again is the best idea that will tame the wickedness of the highest order. America Monday, you sent that one in. This one says, Labour threatening another strike if federal government increases price of petrol. Pump price have already been increased in some areas. Labour should match actions with words. I would come back for Labour and say a few things later. Let's get to the phone lines. Cookie Gam is in Ruma Lumeni. Cookie Gam, how are you this morning? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, no Congress threatening to go on strike if they increase fuel again.
Yes.
Andrew, we don't want to hear those big grammar now. We want to see action.
I knew this was coming.
Andrew, see what people are suffering about this fuel increase day by day. It's alarming. So I want the Nigerian Congress, if they are willing to shut this country down, they should do it. Let this thing change for once and for all. Not every morning wake up, fuel start 3,000, fuel 10,000. Let us have things first. What happened to Dangote Refinery? What happened to Dangote Refinery? So I want the government to tell us, Dangote Refinery, when did this start working? When did this start working? Let's not say every day fuel price start going up from almost 700 now. Please, let us do something. We want to honor 3 Rivers girls. Andrew, it's a work-on development. And that lady that pick up that 70,000 at Eko Hotel, I don't know how to see that girl. That girl make me as a Rivers man too proud. Because I don't know, we still have some people that are still decent in Nigeria, like that lady that took $70,000 in a hotel and done it back. So I want the Rivers to also to honor that girl. That girl deserves all Rivers men, women, Rivers men and women. To honor that girl, because that girl brings pride to Rivers State. Andrew, good morning.
All right, thank you, Cookie Gam. Lugard is in a chair. Lugard, good morning to you.
Yes, Andrew, greetings from a chair to you this morning. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Go on.
Yeah, I want to dwell on the issue of flood. And so more thank God you have narrated it to us, not look a man talking again. Andrew, I visited Port Harcourt yesterday when it was raining. I discovered that, more especially on Bolu side, some parts in Port Harcourt were flooded yesterday. And I begin to wonder how the former governor, E.M. Wike, when he was about to be screened in the Senate, he said he has changed the landscape of Port Harcourt. I was wondering, where have this governor changed? If truly he changed the landscape of Port Harcourt, we look at the level of flood we witnessed yesterday. Some vehicles were broken down based on the floods. I'm not happy when I saw what I saw yesterday. I shed tears, Andrew. That 78 billion naira was given to River State. You cannot control flood. Paris Club was given to River State. You cannot control flood. The generated revenue. You cannot control flood. My brother, I begin to wonder if only on that overhead bridge that will be flying and we cannot come down again. By now, if we have a strong institutions, former Governor E.M. Wike should be cooling himself in EFCD study.
All right, Lugard.
By now.
Point made. Thank you very much. I understand your pain. I would understand your plight, but you can't. For the flash flood issue, I think when I was complaining about it, I was saying a few things. I was telling you about how even developed parts of the world have flash floods. Theirs would be for a lot of other reasons, none compared to what we have. And the former governor, whether you like it or not, he did something in his time. It may be things you don't like. And if he says he changed the face of developmental landscape of Rivers State, you might argue with him because you might feel the things that he did to you is not development. To other people, it might be. But this case of flooding is a lot of things involved. Professionals will tell you more. I will share a few points too, because I saw certain things that happened. I used to always refer to my experience in Umuahia when I was in Umuahia North, and how these people, not the government, the people were dedicated to keeping their drainages clean. I've seen some areas on the NTA road, some areas that I pass. You see shops lined up along the road. There's a gutter in front of them. All of these shops, the gutters are filled up, dirty, blocked. And the people would just put planks or whatever and they are living on top of it like that. Then when I was in Umuahia, for that thing, task force will come and arrest you. You can't have a drainage pass front of your shop and it's dirty, it's blocked, and you're looking at it. You can't dig it. You're waiting for government to still come and clear that one and dig it for you. I mean, there are a few things we too have to take responsibility for, in as much as we expect a lot from government. Dakuku is in a chair. Good morning.
Let me go to the labor, saying that any item of fuel price, they will go on strike protest in this country. Labor are not trustable in this country again. Especially are not trustable. These people are not trustable. No Nigeria will believe on them again because they are not going to do any tangible thing. They are on their own. When federal government give them money, they forget about the masses. I get my point. That's the only thing I can even say for that. And that's another one, killing of a man in Port Harcourt. The commissioner of police is not going to do anything. All these people call the police, they just give their uniform without training them, no proper training to them. They give their uniform ID card to move on the street, killing people. They go to room across, see what is happening. From money to they are busy collecting money. They don't do police work again. After they say they are police people, these people are you have to use and qualify them. Thank you. This is Dakuku from Abokeche.
All right, Dakuku, thank you. JJ is in Rubik Bo. Good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Yes, you're welcome, JJ.
I know that I think it was the 9th Assembly that passed a law in Rivers State here that hospitals must treat anybody at least first, I think injured or gunshot wound. And the Commissioner of Police have repeated this over and over again. I think there's a penalty to that effect, and I think some hospitals need to suffer such penalty. What is there? First aid is something anybody can just administer. Stop the bleeding. That doesn't take anything, for goodness sake. Even yours truly here, the first aider. Stop the bleeding and then take the person to a place that they can be attended to, not allow the person bleed to death. Then why in the hospital? I want to commend the Rivers State House of Assembly for their plan to offer 3 Rivers distinguished women. I think it's a very good one. For me, it will now serve as a springboard for people to do good things and to also push that, look, all those negative things you heard about Rivers State are not just so. We have people who are doing very well and they are ambassador of the state. And conclusively, 10 women kidnapped in Ahoda West have been freed. Police, I say kudos to you.
All right, JJ, thank you very much.
Who commit that must also be smoked out.
All right, good news in Mark 3. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, my brother, man.
You're welcome. Good morning to you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to commend CP for the way he has handling crime.
You'd have to speak up. Good news.
I want to commend CP for the way he has been handling crimes since he was posted to Rivers State. I think he has, for me, has done what many policemen could not do. I must congratulate him and ask people to, our voters to relax and watch how he will handle the issue of the Peter side and the police shooting. But for me, it goes beyond police shooting Peter side. What them, the hierarchy people, tell those on the ground to do, number one. But having said that, let me talk about President Tinubu, about giving them charge to the CBN, about the free Naira force. We have said more of it. I wouldn't have talked about, but I think it is imperative for me. If the president will take an advice, let him summon the governors of Nigeria, give them charges to ensure that they bring about industries and productions in their states. Like example, River State company, the insurance company could deploy 2,000 persons. They can export the things and bring them back to Nigeria. And people will work and get money. And these things are things that will bring down the dollars, not climbing the tree from the top. And finally, the flooding in River State, where we are blaming indigenous and people who live in the state for cleaning their gutters, we should blame the local government and the states too. Because look at, for example, the Ntawaba Creek. It's very close, it's bad, nothing like water cannot move anyhow. Just go to Rumokoro, go to all these creeks, you see how this is close. So the local government, chairman, and the Ofaka, for example, should ensure that they get a little small booty that will clean up that Ntawaba Creek. The new water that has come out from the gutters will go into there and start to be rivers. My name is Gurish from Port Harcourt.
Good news, thank you very much. Susie's in Erema. Susie, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
I think you actually took the word from my mouth when you in eschatology talking about issues of flood having so many intricacies. I lived most of my life in Lagos, and I can tell you from Onikon, when you want to come down to Ozumbamba, the way Bonnet Camp, Beach, even Eco Hotel, the moment it rains, even Sanusi Fatfua, Akiade Shola, you will see Oniru Street, all of that will be flooded. So, and I believe these are states we can use as whenever we want to argue on issues. But we have characters with people who live around. Sometimes you pass around the communities within Port Harcourt here, you will see a very big bag. Somebody will just leave his house and dump it in a gutter. And to that extent, when the rain, the things start coming back. And then at the end, we blame the government. All the money that the River State government before has received, whether parish or whether it's 78 billion or has been put to use. To that extent, I believe that what we need to do is to also check ourselves as a people. Nigerian police killing people in a stray bullet or whatsoever. My brother, I think we need to do more to re-engineer and reorientate Nigerian police force.
All right, Susie.
How can you just go and terminate the life of a man? Very unfortunate. My heart bleeds.
Thank you, Susie. Ida is in Nkora. Good morning.
Andrew, my brother, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I won't beg Commissioner of Police this morning. I believe in your radio station, never hear to Nkora get crisis or any other thing, or we steal or doing all this kind of rubbish. They should please bring out the killers. Let them show them for television. When you say, after they say they arrest them, they will go and dismiss them, post them to another state. Please, we want this person face on television. Let us know this. And when they dismiss them, when we see them, we'll come and report them. Because this is no good. In front of in children and in wife, you go shoot somebody. I beg, make them do this, make this justice, make them not under the carpet. I beg, we will not go, people of Ubuntu will not go happy. Let them do justice for this one. And labor, I don't believe labor again. This fuel free waiting for Nigeria. You don't buy too much. I beg. And flood issue, people they throw the inside gutter. They don't wait for the state governor to go do it. Clean your gutter so that all those water will pass. The drainage there.
Thank you very much. Point made. Uche Ken is in a chair. We would blame the government too. Don't think because people have a duty to ensure that the the gutters are clean. We don't have proper drainage system. Let's not kid ourselves. On the whole East-West Road, for instance, there's no gutter. Not to talk of drainage. No gutter. Not the East-West Road like this. I mean, if you are coming from Choba till you get to Obirikwere, if I pass the Obirikwere, you would not see, there's nothing. So which means if it rains, all the houses on the side of those roads get flooded. The gutters are not connected. Maybe we don't understand what a drainage is. When the gutters are linked and connected and can flow, and then there's a water body that they flow into, that's a drainage system. We don't have a very active one. In some areas, we don't even have at all. We only have gutters. And these gutters, some of them 2 feet. What is 2 feet for some? Like, they are not even very deep. There's a lot involved. So in as much as we say the people, understandably, the government has not done up to 30% of what it ought to do with regards to controlling floods in this Port Harcourt city. In Uche Ken is from Eche. Good morning.
Yes, Andrew, good morning.
You're welcome.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Yes. NLC threatens a fresh nationwide strike if price of fuel increases again. This morning I want to call Labour. How many times have I called you? They should please stick as much as possible on their ways. I put it to them that if drastic measure is not taken, if words are not being matched with actions, fuel will rise from 680 naira to 720 naira, and absolute nothing will happen. I use this medium to call on Mr. President. I beg, Jagaban, no be this thing you tell us. You are not doing enough to save the life of Nigerians. What we are passing through is not what we bargained for. Please do something about it to stop further suffering of your people. Then finally, Rivers State House of Assembly to honor 3 women. All hair member representing Okrika. And honor goes to the 3 women. Did you read commentary during when the lady returned the money? Many people said, God don't butter your bread. He said you want poor. But today, look at what is happening. Like I have always said, that women are good managers. They manage their husbands at home. They manage their children at homes. If they can manage all these things, they can also manage circumstances outside their home and come back victorious. Kudos to them. I am happy for them. Thank you.
All right, Temple is in Rumomasi. Temple, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished female. And how are you doing this morning, sir?
Okay, good morning.
Yes, so I want to appeal to Labour this morning. What are they even going on strike for? We are talking about international price here. They should have gone on strike since the refineries are not, in optimal performance. Instead of going on strike because of Naira does not have one bedroom flat in the international market. So what will be their demand now? That when private importers will go and invest their own high-end money in the name of dollar, then they will come and say at a cheaper rate. Don't they know that the business is all about profit? So as for me, Labour, as Fela said, anybody that does not know his job should know the name to call himself. I don't think Labour know the essence why they are there, because they have deviated. But I want to appeal to them to wake up to this, issue of strike. This one does not make sense. But I also want to appeal to the CP. He should use the issue of, Peter's side to send as a deterrent to these police officers who thinks they can do anyhow and get away with it. The ball is at his own court now for him to do the needful and give the family of late Peter side the sense of belonging and some atom of relief. If at all, whatever that is accrued for that police officer should be willed to that family. It's as simple as ABCD.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Akanto now in Bori.
Honored by River State House of Assembly.
Akanto, good morning.
Good morning, my brother Andrew. Happy new week to you, my
Go ahead.
I think let me respond to the police in Ahoda West local government area. I want to commend the police for their gallant effort for combating crimes in that area. And I want to salute
All right, I can't tell you down to call us back. All right, messages. We have quite a lot of them. Let's see if we can take a few on Facebook first, and then we take some more on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number still is 08090306416. This one here says, Labour to embark on fresh strike. They should stop laboring in vain. Anunobi Onyekachi. Ogo John Justice. NLC should stop disturbing our peace with empty threats. Praise God, says River State House of Assembly to honor 3 women who distinguished themselves. Highly commendable. Unwodo says, on the flooding in River State, it shocks me when people say citizens I didn't get that. Maybe you're saying cities have a role to play. My brother, yes, they do. In every part of the world, they do. If we have some of the facilities, we know that government has not done, like I said, up to 30% of what it should do. The little ones that's already there. I was trying to explain to somewhere I went to buy something. And in front of the woman's shop, like I could see like dirt, sand, and the rest, blocking the. And I told her, I said, madam, if rain begin fall now, this water go enter your shop. She said, not be the government when we get. And I said, yes, the government might not be doing some of the things it ought to do, but this is in front of your shop. And if it rains now, the water gets into your house first, not the government house. I think that mentality is also why we do not hold our leaders accountable, because we just say, no be them, not the politicians, not them. We do not see ourselves as the ones who are in charge, even as a people. If you see yourself as the one who is in charge, in front of your shop, you would do what you can do. If your leader isn't doing well, you will call him because you know that you are the one in charge, not them, not the politicians. We have that, and if we do not take care of that mentality, we would continue to just take things at ease. Cash is Nigbo Ichie. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. This is Cash Ankari from Ichie.
Go on, Cash.
My brother, Commissioner of Police telling us that justice will start for that man that they killed. My brother, not to say to a matter, just to make sure that they do what they say. Because to me, as I'm talking to you, I'm feeling things for that man. How can police that say that they are to protect life and property? Now they're not protecting us. Now they're killing us now. We don't have freedom to produce. Look at what happened to my brother last week ago. Police and the cops at Minocro carrying my brothers. Even what are you carrying them? Ground on the floor, on the road. That boy, if you see wood, that will carry now. The reason that will not make things now, man wood. I'm talking to you. Seriously, that will cannot work. I'm talking to you now. So they suppose now we jam those police them. That last week, are you telling that you set them free? That's political bad. So police should do the needful. Not to say it on air. Commissioner Police should control his name in order.
All right, Cash, thank you. Good luck is in Andoni. Good luck. Good morning. Hello, good luck.
Good morning.
Yes.
If you hear me, Andrew, good morning.
Morning to you. Good luck.
I want to talk on the labor planning strike if fuel price should increase. It's just that Labour have failed us in several cases, time without numbers, and we don't have hope in them anymore. If not, I should have said that I supported them. Because I begin to wonder, if I'm not mistaken, it should be in this your studio. Was it last week or the upper one? Which one of your guests put it to us that we are not buying fuel, rather they do this they say direct pay, direct purchase, like they give the crude oil and when it's being refined, they get it back at the local price. So if that is the case, which according to him we are supposed to buy fuel even without subsidy at the rate of 300 and something naira. So why this inflation, why this fuel going up, coming down, when NNPC is not buying the fuel according to the foreign market, rather it's the direct pay, direct purchase, direct and so on.
All right, good luck. Thank you. But I think let me just explain to you better. We have the crude that is being sold to these companies that come and mining isn't the word, but then for lack of a better word now. Okay, so they get the crude, they lift it from here, and then it's sent abroad, and then they refine in those refineries and wherever they refine abroad, and then we buy from them. That's what happens. We buy the finished product back from them. All right? And so when they are selling to us, they're not selling to us in naira. They are selling to us according to their currency, the dollar or the euros or the pounds, whichever they're, depending on the country you're buying from. And so when you want to sell, you are going to put that into your expenses because you paid at that amount as well. So the conversion rates will determine also how, and that's a problem. Skillful Piron on X says, bandits allegedly gone down military jet. Nigerian army should declare state of emergency. This one says, okay, let's go for this commercial. We'll be back. Stay on the line.
For more talk, news and sports,